Hello, welcome to the Movi channel. This giant bull, who ran away from the farm in his youth and grew up without his kind, by the twist of fate, ends up on the same old farm again. In Spain, he is chosen as the biggest bull and competes against this killer. This cowboy was so ferocious that he tortured and killed many bulls. Will this giant bull survive the fight against the cowboy? You will soon find out about it on the Movi channel. If you are ready, then we have started. On a farm on the outskirts of the city lives a calf named Ferdinand, who is different from his kind. He and the calves dream of becoming big and strong calves like their fathers and participating in big competitions in Spain. And Ferdinand, unlike other calves, is anti-fighting and a very polite calf. Ferdinand is very fond of flowers, and since he can't go outside the farm, he is tending flowers inside. At the moment, he is worried that another calf will destroy the flower he is tending. The other calves are angry with Ferdinand because his openness and kindness are embarrassing the calves. Unexpectedly, a special truck arrives at the farm to take the winning bull to the big field. The young calves see this and rush there. Ferdinand asks the calves, wondering what this truck is for. Valentine the calf says that the strongest bull will be taken to Spain in this truck and will challenge the man in a big arena and destroy them. It was a big dream of any bull to leave in this truck. At this moment, the big bulls compete with each other to pass the competition, where Ferdinand's father also participates. A wild cowboy named Motodor came to choose a strong bull suitable for him. She chooses Ferdinand's father, the strongest bull on the farm. The rest of the bulls who didn't pass the competition are angry about it. For example, Valentine's father. On the other hand, Ferdinand's father comes in, caressing his son in a good mood. He is happy that his dream finally came true because not all bulls made it to the big arena. Unlike his father, Ferdinand wants a life without strife, but his father says that this is what life is all about and believes that in time his son will become a great bull and become a champion. Ferdinand's father leaves, saying that he will return after the victory. Ferdinand now stays alone on the farm and waits for his father for a long time. One day his truck arrives at the farm and Ferdinand rushes to see his father, but this time the truck is empty. Ferdinand is saddened by his father's return. Valentine's father says that he died because he was a weak bull, only strong bulls survive in this world. Then suddenly the guard of the farm tries to catch Ferdinand, but Ferdinand runs away from the farmers and leaves the farm. He escapes from the guards and gets on the train and ends up in a completely foreign place. Ferdinand falls down a cliff and faints after hearing the sound of a dog in a strange place. The next day, he finds himself at a new farm, and a little girl tries to approach him. When the girl approaches the calf, Ferdinand is attracted by a flower. Realizing that the calf Ferdinand likes flowers, the girl takes him to a large field full of flowers. Ferdinand walks there enjoying the green meadow and beautiful flowers. Ferdinand the calf now decides to stay here, and as the days go by he becomes part of the family. The girl takes great care of him, and years later, Ferdinand turns into a huge bull. She is still a little girl and her father loves her and respects her like a family member. Ferdinand is very attached to the young girl. One day, he wakes up in the morning and prepares for the annual flower festival. As you can see, Ferdinand rejected the saying that chickens don't fly and threw the chicken up. The dog tries to tell Ferdinand that he has already become a big bull and that he will not go to the flower festival this time, but Ferdinand does not listen to him. Ferdinand approaches the little girl in hopes of going to the flower festival, but her father won't take her to the flower festival because the calf is now a big bull. Instead, they take the dog with them. Alone in the field, Ferdinand looks for an excuse to go to the flower festival. For example, if the fruit of the tree does not fall, or if the rock does not smile, even if the chick does not hatch the egg, he says that he will go to the holiday, but the opposite is true. Finally, Ferdinand decides to go to the flower festival and sets off. Along the way, he encounters people and is surprised by their reactions to him. Suddenly, Ferdinand meets the girl there and suddenly she is stung by a bee. People get scared when they see Ferdinand shouting and Ferdinand destroys everything. After a while, special agents come to arrest him, and Ferdinand tries to escape. He suddenly walks into a shop full of chinaware and tries to avoid breaking the dishes but can't help it. So they notice Ferdinand and take him away in a truck. He arrives at the farm where he was born and ran away towards evening. The guardians at the farm believe that the bull is rabid and place a calming goat next to it. The goat tries to help Ferdinand to calm down, but the goat is really upset. Suddenly, they jump out of the truck, and the goat faints at Ferdinand's size. In all his life, the goat had never seen a bigger but more powerful bull. He examines Ferdinand and decides to introduce him to the other bulls on the farm. When Ferdinand entered, he saw that the young calves had now grown into big bulls and recognized them. Even the bulls on the farm recognized him, especially Valentine. Valentine is happy that he finally has a suitable opponent, and is angry with Ferdinand. The goat, watching the bulls, realizes that Ferdinand is not liked here, and helps Ferdinand into the bed. The goat gives Ferdinand a present and sleeps with a mosquito net on his head. Ferdinand wakes up at night and suddenly notices a hedgehog stealing things. The goat wakes up and mocks them as damn mice. Ferdinand gets to know them and allows them to take the fruit, and the goat takes the toy. In the morning, Ferdinand tries to escape from the farm but is electrocuted by touching an electric fence. The horses on the other side laugh at him and say that if he crosses the line, they will shout and signal. When the day dawns, the goat wakes up, watches the people, and learns that the great cowboy has come to the farm. The goat is overjoyed to warn the bulls about this and get a good response in return. There are many cowboys in Spain, but among them, a man named El Primero was very famous. He came to the farm to choose the strongest bull for his last fight. Meanwhile, the bulls are preparing to compete with each other, and the goat is giving Ferdinand some tips that will attract the cowboy's attention. After a while, the door opens and the bulls come in, and there is a commotion everywhere. El Primero follows them and does not find a bull worth fighting and gives the ranch owner 2 days. The bulls are enraged by Ferdinand's spectacle, and while they are talking among themselves, one of them is sent to the aviary. It is known that unfit bulls are killed and exhumed in the aviary. Valentine advises Ferdinand that if you don't fight, you will become a gas. The next day, the bulls are exercising in the field. Ferdinand sees a rabbit in the field and tries to save it. Other bulls are surprised to see this action. Ferdinand helps the blind bull and straightens his hair by licking it. A bull that is lucky to see will be happy to look around. Ferdinand's action angers the goat because bulls usually do not help each other and are very wild. The goat advises Ferdinand to treat bullfighting as a simple dance. The horses overheard the goat's words and mocked that the bulls, who have poor hooves suitable for dancing, cannot dance because the horses have short legs. Ferdinand shows his skills to the horses. The horses dance with him and the other bulls join in. Horses and bulls dance against each other while hedgehogs play music. At the climax of the dances, the bulls are victorious and say they like it. Valentine continues his training by saying that bulls don't dance and tomorrow the champion bull will leave in a truck. The other bulls listen to him and leave Ferdinand alone. Ferdinand convinces the goat to run away with him and asks the hedgehogs for help. The hedgehogs agree to help them in exchange for a toy. The hedgehogs open the doors and help Ferdinand and the goat escape through the house. Suddenly, Ferdinand sees a picture of his dead father and is horrified to see other bulls with their horns. Ferdinand goes back to warn the rest of the bulls, but the bulls don't believe him. Ferdinand advises the bulls to run away from here, telling them that they will all die. Valentine does not believe the king, who shows Ferdinand's words as proof, and invites him to a battle. In battle, Valentine suddenly defeats his king, and El Primero sees the battle and chooses Ferdinand as his opponent. Valentine is sent to the aviary as an unfit bull due to a broken horn. Ferdinand decides to escape from here with all the bulls and distracts the horses and goes to the aviary to save Valentine. There he frees Valentine from the cage and sees an old acquaintance. After a while, the equipment is activated and Ferdinand tries to save his friend, but Valentine comes to the rescue as the equipment pulls to the roof. In this way, the bulls manage to escape from there by walking around the factory. All the bulls are running away from the farm in the truck, and the hedgehogs are helping them. The owner of the farm chases him when his truck hits the highway. When they reach the owner of the farm after a short journey, one of the hedgehogs knocks out their car. The bulls run into traffic and are caught up by the farm boys. Big bulls decide to run through the city center and destroy everything in their path. Ferdinand is trying to keep order when suddenly the bulls get on the bus. People are surprised by the bulls riding the bus. The bulls try to escape the farm guards and get on the train, and Ferdinand surrenders to them to escape the chase. The farm guards capture Fernando and take him to the competition. At this moment, El Primero is preparing to go on the field. The competition begins with a game of horses, and Ferdinand is encouraged by the goat inside. Finally, the match starts and El Primero comes out and is cheered by the fans. After a while, the door opens and Ferdinand comes out from the other side of the square. El Primero urges him to fight, and one of his assistants forces Ferdinand to fight. El Primero misses his chance in the fight, and the tide turns on Ferdinand's side, making him a mockery in front of the cowboys. Enraged by this, El Primero is thrown at Ferdinand like a bull, and at the end of the battle, El Primero is defeated. El Primero now draws his sword to kill Ferdinand, and the bull does not resist. The watching crowd shouts and cheers for the bull to stay alive. El Primero is forced to keep her alive, and the girl goes to the field and caresses Ferdinand. By this time, the remaining bulls have also arrived there and are proud of Ferdinand. At the end of the film, the bulls arrive at the house where Ferdinand lives and frighten the dog, and they are proud to live there. If you like my cartoon, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click like. Thanks everyone for following us.